koma mukaonjezera ma units ndi 100 kwacha kapena kuposerapo mudzilandira ma bonus oyimbira phone, SMS kapena data pompo.
TNM, always with you.
This is Robert Karwa with the news on Zodiac. The headlines this hour. President Chakwera's Sona attracts mixed reactions from development partners and politicians. Judge De Gabriel rejects Dr. Mpinganjira's request for her to recuse herself in the judge's attempted bribery case. Tobacco sales reckon 19 billion 3 weeks into the marketing season, up from last year's 13.6 billion. And elsewhere, Uganda's Yoweri Museveni takes oath as president for the 6th term. Now the news in detail. There are mixed reactions among some quarters on the State of the Nation address that President Lazarus Chakwera made in the National Assembly when opening the 2021-2022 budget meeting in Lilongwe. Deputy Ambassador of the European Union, Vata O'Reilly, commends President Chakwera for a SONA which provides plan for revival of the country's socio-economic development, wealth and job creation. And while leader of government business in the August House, Richard Chimwendo says the SONA shows political will by the Tonse government to spur development in the people's wish. When DPP's Bright Msaka says it is a repeat of the past SONAs with no achievements to showcase. We have a report filed by Western Guta.
President Lazarus Chakwera outlined achievements so far by the Tonse government as well as different initiatives that government will undertake in the next financial year. Commenting on the State of the National address titled Accelerating the Change That Malawians Fought For, the European Union Deputy Ambassador already voted says the SONA has portrayed a socio-economic development plan which may spur economic growth and create wealth and jobs.
He's shown the extent of the work that has already been done and has been very detailed on what the next financial year's budget is going to include. But implementation is really key.
And leader of the government business in the Legislative Assembly, Richard Chimwendo, has defended the SONA, adding it has demonstrated political will by the Tonse government to spur development in line with the people's wishes.
There is political will that we can move in the right direction. We are making progress.
However, Democratic Progressive Party's Bright Msaka says the SONA is actually a repeat of what the president said previously, adding that in contrast to the president's address, the country is in a mess and there is nothing to show on the ground.
We were expecting to hear new things that are going to be done. That in the 1 year we have been in government, we have created so many jobs to give us hope that there is some prospects of achievement, where it's only the words that are speaking, there are no deliverables. The
president presented the SONA as the 2021-2022 National Budget Meeting of Parliament started. Reporting for Zodiac, this is Western Guta.
Well, President Chakwera has opened the 2021-2022 budget meeting of Parliament with a promise to accelerate change in the country's fortunes. Chakwera said his government will soon introduce a budget that is aimed at recovering the economy from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Details with Chimwemwe Padata.
In his State of the National address titled Accelerating the Change Malawians Fought For, President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera hinted out a number of key areas under his administration. Central to these areas was wealth creation and ensuring food security among Malawians. These key areas, according to Dr. Chakwera, will extend to government ministries, including Ministry of Health, Education and Agriculture, just to mention but a few. The president said this resonates with the country's development pillar, Malawi 2063. Under the Ministry of Health, President Dr. Chakwera said his administration will digitalize the health system, while he says the Tonse administration plans to increase the enrollment rate of students in universities to 48,000 in the 2021-2022 national budget, which is under the Ministry of Education, including the construction of additional universities in Rumpi and Chikwawa districts. The president, under the energy sector, reviewed his administration will increase access to electricity among Malawians, mostly those in remote areas, through the Malawi Rural Electrification Program, MAREP, by increasing connectivity to 40,000 in the 2021-2022 national budget. The mining sector was another area that was included in the SONA, as President Chakwera revealed that in the current sitting, members of parliament will have to deliberate on the Mining Authority bill that is expected to be tabled in parliament to see the full operationalization and regulation of mining activities. The recent decision of the Public Appointments Committee of Parliament not to approve Martha Jizuma as Director General for the Anti-Corruption Bureau, President Chakwera advised the members of Parliament to do away with politics on matters of national importance. For Zodiac, this is Chimwemwe Padata.
High Court Judge Dorothy De Gabriel has thrown out an application by business magnate Thompson Mpinganjira for her to recuse herself from the judge's attempted bribery case. He is answering, saying it lacks basis and was full of hearsays. Mpinganjira had alleged that the judges, together with the High Court Judge President Sylvester Kalembera, had sought about 200 million kwacha from him to get a suspended sentence in the case. We have this report. We'll bring you that report in our subsequent bulletins. Moving on, Vice President Dr. Saulos Chilima has acknowledged the need for the country to set up a national worth policy for improved delivery of health services in the wake of pandemics like COVID-19. Dr. Chilima, speaking in Lilongwe during this year's International Nurses Day commemoration, said operations in the health sector have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic due to lack of sound policies on how to respond to health crisis. National Council of Nurses and Midwives President Shouts Simeza has applauded government to address challenges demoralizing nurses and midwives to deliver quality services in times of crisis such as the COVID-19 pandemic. Grace Combe with details.
Vice President Dr. Saulos Chilima has pledged that the Tonse administration will ensure that all health workers are provided with necessary support and resources to improve delivery of health services. As such, the Vice President has acknowledged the need to invest adequate resources in the health sector, by, among others, having a clear national roadmap to guide operations and also improve the well-being of health workers such as nurses and midwives. According to Dr. Chilima, operations in the health sector have been affected with the advent of COVID-19 global pandemic, mainly due to lack of sound policies on how to respond to health crisis.
We don't have any time to relent, and we cannot give any excuses. All we must do is engage in transforming the healthcare delivery system and explore the necessary innovations. The seniority of the nurses and midwives should actually be addressed as a matter of urgency, because we have paid lip service to this, I think, for too long.
National Council of Nurses and Midwives President Shouts Simeza has therefore called upon government to address existing challenges that are demotivating nurses and midwives to deliver quality services in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic, such as low salaries and lack of personal protective equipment.
The theme is nurses, a voice to lead. A vision for future health care. It is both exciting, an honor, but also a tall order. We have challenges that we think there will be barriers in this arrangement. The first one is the national budget, is not giving substantial resources to the health sector. So it leaves a lot that the health sector is struggling, including in the fight against COVID-19.
Area Kamu Central Hospital Senior Nursing Officer Billy Sigunda revealed that the COVID-19 pandemic has paralyzed the health system, saying 504 nurses have contracted the deadly virus and 21 have succumbed to the pandemic.
We wanted more staff to be in the forefront to fight to work in the isolation centers. So it was different cadres with different experiences. Some were taken from home, they just graduated and they are not being, they haven't been recruited. They were asked to come and help. So those people were saying that they did not have adequate knowledge.
This year's International Nurses Day has been commemorated under the theme, Nursing, a Voice to Lead, a Vision for Future Healthcare. This is Grace Combe for Zodiac.
Traditional healers in the country have expressed concern that they are being sidelined in the campaign to fight COVID-19. Herbalist Association of Malawi Director of ICT and Innovation, Devi Satawa, says herbalists have a voice that commands a section of the society on issues that matter. Minister of Civic Education and National Unity, Timothy Mtambo, has acknowledged that involvement of traditional healers is key to dispel myths and misconceptions surrounding COVID-19 vaccination. Noah Nkubu reports.
Herbalist Association of Malawi Director of ICT and Innovation Devi Satawa says traditional healers have voices which command a section of a society like chiefs and religious leaders. He, however, feels government has not fully involved them in the fight against COVID-19 to raise awareness on issues that matter, including COVID-19 vaccine. Satawa says the use of traditional healers to raise awareness would help to dispel misconceptions surrounding COVID-19 vaccine.
What you have to bear in mind is that each and every herbalist has got a say in society. And if something can come from the horse mouth, that is coming from the herbalist, somebody can take the information seriously.
He was speaking on the sidelines of a day-long workshop of opinion leaders in Kasungu, organized by Kasungu Community Radio with support from Friends of Kasungu in the United Kingdom. Minister of Civic Education and National Unity, Timothy Mtambo, acknowledged that the involvement of traditional healers would help to promote awareness in the society to clear misconceptions surrounding COVID-19 vaccine.
All of us must work together in changing this country. So the herbalist associations or the herbalists in this country are very important, an important stakeholder. We are not going to leave them behind.
Board chairman of Kasungu Community Radio, Senior Chief Kaomba, said the workshop was aimed at creating a platform for traditional healers to realize their role in the fight against the deadly pandemic. For Zodiac, this is Noah Nkubu, Kasungu.
Meanwhile, relations of inmates serving sentences in the country's prison facilities will wait a little longer before they can start visiting their relations, as Malawi Prison Service is yet to lift suspension by visits by relations. Spokesperson for Malawi Prison Service, Mibawa, has told us they nearly lifted the ban enforced early this year, but resurgence of COVID-19 cases in its reformatory facilities has halted the process. Currently, there are 23 COVID-19 active cases in the country's prison facilities. Shao explains.
The commitment and they are considered easing some of the restrictions. However, of late, the cases have started rising again because we reached the point where we had the zero case in our prison formation. But as we speak, we have 23 cases, and there are revelations that there is again a new variant in town, which seems to be more dangerous than the one we've been dealing with. As a committee, we have decided that keep monitoring the situation because ours is not just prison health, it's even public health. The more we open our gates, the more we expose ourselves to the new variant. Our interest is to protect the people who are keeping in our formations and protect those who visit our prisons. So for now, the committee is monitoring the situation. If the situation will be promising, then we are going to ease the restrictions. But that idea of easing the restrictions has been put on hold.
You're watching the news on Zodiac. We'll be back after this short break. Stick around.
Special scholarships available at UNICAF University for bachelor, master's and doctoral degree programs. UNICAF University is accredited nationally by the NCHE and internationally by the British Accreditation Council in the UK. Enroll for internationally recognized degrees at a fraction of the cost, with the special scholarships available for the April-June 2021 intake. Feel safe knowing that your online studies with UNICAF University will not be disrupted by measures for the pandemic. From enrollment to graduation, everything runs smoothly online. Don't miss this golden opportunity. This offer is only valid until the end of June 2021. So apply today and get a free tablet when you register and pay the required deposit. ring 01755 or WhatsApp 0993 907002 for more information.
Sompenya amalawi watukula Malawi 2063 ufika 2063 kale wokomera aliyense achinyamata tikwirane manja tukula Malawi achinyamata tikale patsogolo tukula Malawi Malawi wozimira bayeka Malawi wokomera aliyense Malawi 2063 kusinda dziko lathu mokomera aliyense.
Tikolole kungonjezera maunits a TNM kuyambira 200 kwacha kapena kuposera pamenepo mutha kukhala mmodzi mwa mamilioneya mu TNM Tikolole promotion. Koma mukaonjezera maunits ndi 100 kwacha kapena kuposerapo mudzilandira mabonus oyimbira foni, SMS kapena data pompo.
TNM, always with you.
Like every mom, you want the best for your child.
Happy birthday.
You feed her mind and nurture her body. And you understand there are times you have to let her pick herself up when she falls. You make sure she knows the joy of sharing happy moments with family. And when everything comes together, you above all others will share the taste of success with her. Blue Band tastes like mama's love.
Welcome back. The headlines as we continue. President Chakwera's son attracts mixed reactions from development partners and politicians. Judge De Gabriel rejects Dr. Mpinganjira's request for her to recuse herself in the judge's attempted bribery case. Tobacco sales rake in 19 billion 3 weeks into the marketing season, up from last year's 13.6 billion. And elsewhere, Uganda's Yoweri Museveni takes oath as president for the 6th term. Moving on with the news. 3 weeks into the tobacco marketing season, the country has ranked in about 19 billion kwacha from 14.9 million kilograms of tobacco sold according to figures from HL Group. The sales this far are higher compared to about 13.6 billion kwacha realized with the same period last year from 11 million kilograms of the green cord. Tama Farmers Trust President Kalimba Banda says this trend has been due to discussions with authorities which have seen rejection rate of bales moving below 50%. Andrew Viano filed this report.
Earnings from Malawi's top export crop tobacco hit $24 million by the end of week 3 of sales after the country sold over 14.9 million kilograms at an average price of $1.66 per kilogram, according to figures from HL Group. The revenue is higher compared to $17 million realized during the same period last year. The volume of tobacco traded is also higher compared to 11.5 million kilograms of tobacco sold within the first 3 weeks of trading last year. The average price is also higher than $1.54 the leaf fetched per kilogram last year within the same period. Tobacco Commission Chief Executive Officer Dr. Joseph Chidanti Malunga says volume of tobacco traded is expected to improve, as at the moment stands at 50%.
At the beginning, growers bring the lower leaf, and as you go up, the quality improves, and therefore it fetches a better price and better as well. So that's why you've seen there is an improvement in everything that is happening on the market, bearing in mind that this is the third week. Tama
Trust President Kalima Banda has since called on farmers to ensure they properly grade their tobacco before taking it to the market to reduce rejection rates.
On the part of growers, I asked my fellow farmers that we need to grade our tobacco. There is no shortcut. No shortcut in tobacco farming. No shortcut. We need to grade properly our tobacco.
In the 2019-2020 farming season, Malawi sold 113 million kilograms of all types of tobacco, realizing $174 million, approximately 130 billion kwacha. Tobacco remains the country's major foreign exchange earner.
An education expert, Dr. Limbani Sabato, has asked President Lazarus Chakwera to consider expediting appointment of councils for newly instituted public universities which have been delinked as constituent colleges from University of Malawi. Dr. Sabato says delays in appointing councils will put operations of the new universities at a standstill. Operations as standalone universities for Kamuzu University of Health Sciences, Malawi University of Business and Applied Sciences, and University of Malawi commenced on May 4th. Christopher Sander with more.
Education activist Limbani Sabato says President Lazarus Chakwera should urgently appoint councils for the new universities that were delinked from the University of Malawi. Sabato claims that the operations of the new universities are at standstill due to lack of these councils, which are mandated to make policies and decisions. He hopes that the president will take advantage of Wednesday's event where he is opening parliament to announce the appointment of the councils.
Basically, the councils are the high-ranking decision-making bodies for these universities. They are the ones that make policies. They are the ones that can sue and can be sued.
State House Press Secretary Brian Banda did not comment on the matter. Government resolved to delink the Polytechnic, Kamuzu College of Nursing and College of Medicine from University of Malawi to, among others, increase access to higher education and improve governance and operational efficiency in public universities in the country. In 2019, Parliament approved the delinking of UNIMA into 3 universities, namely the Malawi University of Business and Applied Sciences, the Kamuzu University of Health Sciences, and the University of Malawi. Reporting for Zodiac from Blantyre, this is Christopher Sande.
We now turn to sports. Super League of Malawi is set to meet this Friday, May 14th, to deliberate on the verdict for the chaotic match between Mighty Wanderers and Nyasa Big Bullets on May 1st at Kamuzu Stadium in Blantyre. Sulom legal advisor Innocent Kanamanja has confirmed the development, adding that it is likely the verdict will also be released on the same day. Meanwhile, legal expert Tabo Chakaka has asked the elite league runners to move with speed in addressing the matter. And still in sports, Nyasa Big Bullets has signed a partnership agreement with Cooperative Insurance Company, CIC, aimed at commercializing Drive the Club. NBB Chief Executive Officer Susan Urenda says the win-win partnership will run for 3 years. CIC Chief Executive Officer Crispin Mugwangwa says CIC will come up with various insurance products that will promote the plight of players, officials and supporters. Christopher Sand again.
Both officials from Nyasa Big Bullets NBB Football Club and the Cooperative Insurance Company CIC say the partnership is essential as it will assist supporters, officials and players and their families to be on insurance. This according to Big Bullets Chief Executive Officer Susan Nyirenda. The win-win partnership will help the club to achieve commercialization. He then called on all Bullets supporters to support the initiative. On the other hand, emphasizing that the club will work hard to maintain its record of winning the Super League in the country.
It is clear in the agreement that we will provide the perimeter boards whenever we are playing as Bullets. Okay, it should be win-win. We want to expose them. We want people to know that these are the people we need in the country in terms of supporting football. And through their support, I know Bullets will grow.
Nyirenda hopes Bullets will in the near future be playing continental giants like Sundowns and Kaizer Chiefs. CIC Chief Executive Officer Crispinus Magwanya has assured the Bullets family that they will come up with various insurance products to specifically help players and their families, officials and supporters. Reporting for Zodiac from Blantyre, this is Christopher Sande.
Across the borders, more than 4,000 people, including leaders from across the continent, have attended President Yoweri Museveni's swearing-in ceremony in Uganda's capital, Kampala. Mr. Museveni won a highly contested election in January, which meant challenger musician and politician Robert Kyagulanyi, known as Bobi Wine, has continued to claim the election was rigged. The 76-year-old leader, who was taking the presidential oath for the 7th time, cut a confident and self-assurance pose on the podium. The new 5-year term will see him leading Uganda for 40 years, making him one of the Africa's longest-serving leaders. In the last 3 decades, under his leadership, Uganda has made considerable progress in social and economic development. That's about what we had time for in this edition of news, but before we go, another look at the headlines. President Chakwera's SONA attracts mixed reactions from development partners and politicians. Judge De Gabriel rejects Dr. Mpinganjira's request for her to recuse herself in the judge's attempted bribery case. Tobacco sales rake in 19 billion 3 weeks into the marketing season, up from last year's 13.6 billion. And elsewhere, Uganda's Yoweri Museveni takes oath as president for the 6th term. Visit our website, zodiacmalawi.com, for more news. My name is Robert Kalua. Thanks for watching.